This video tutorial will use Adobe Fresco to explore animation techniques to help students develop and document their artwork. It'll also explain how this can help students create evidence that addresses the assessment objectives, specifically AO2 and AO3. To begin, you can see me accessing the widgets by swiping down on the top right hand side of my iPad and selecting the screen record button. It counts me down, letting me open Fresco and setting up my workspace. I've opened an illustration which I will now animate, but it's worth noting though that with the screen recording, students can document their process and animate their work at the same time. They could then use something like iMovie to edit, record voice notes over their recordings or add in annotations. By doing this, the students are developing their AO2 creative making skills and creating evidence for AO3, their reflective recording skills. So animating in Fresco, what you're watching now is me using the stop motion frame tool. The animate button is at the bottom right hand corner of your screen in Fresco. All you need to do is add a frame and then paint. In this case, I'm painting shapes and textures in the background to animate the background. So all I've done is every time I've added a new frame, I've just painted a new stripe. And once I've finished the stripes, I then go back into that stop frame motion tool and play around with the speed and the timings of things. The next thing I'm going to show you is the same tool, the animate tool, but this time the motion on a path tool is even simpler. So add a new layer, pick your favorite brush and draw a shape. Select the motion on a path choice, click on the shape and draw the path you want the shape to follow. Once the path is drawn, the properties panel opens up and you can experiment with different speeds, duplicate it, change the flow, the size. Everything's editable. Each time you want to animate something using the motion on a path tool, simply draw it out first on a new layer, then hit the animate button. Draw out your path and have a play around with the properties for that shape. Even after you've animated, everything's still editable if you don't like the look of it. To finish this off, I'm going back into the stop frame motion animation. I'm going to try and make this eye wink. So I've got a new layer, just in case. I've then gone into the stop motion frame tool and I'm starting to draw the eye half closed on that frame. Once I'm happy with that, I add a new frame, but this time I'm going to go into the settings and slide on onion skin. This will let me see the last thing I drew, but very faintly, which is really beneficial if you're creating a movement like this, or arms waving, hands waving, walking, anything like that, hair moving in the wind. Onion skin is a really useful tool. So here I'm just drawing out the 3 or 4 little steps that I need to make this eye wink. And then once I've finished each drawing, I then review the animation back in the stop frame motion tool. I can explore the timings, see how fast I want it, whether I want to keep it the same speed as the background. I have a lot of flexibility here to animate this at a speed that works for me. So once I've finished, I come back out of that and review the whole thing. Fresco automatically saves your artwork as an MP4. To convert it to a GIF, use Adobe Express. Adobe Express comes bundled with the Creative Cloud, making it free to use. Once your animation is saved as a GIF, this can then be presented alongside more traditional media as a looping video, or if they keep a digital sketchbook or journal, they can embed that in any app that they're using for that sketchbook or journal.